Okay, let's settle down. Can we see if anybody has out back? You're gonna have to watch me eat some pizza, so sorry. It's just the way it is. I've been standing on my feet for over 4 hours.
Hey, you did a great job, man.
Thanks for everybody who jumped in at various times. That was good. All good. All right, we've got a couple bills we're going to take up. 267, which we were second on, but they've stricken all the money out of it, so we are just going to acknowledge, I think, and vote for. This goes to EEE, right?
Yep.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We're going to skip the next one because there's more work happening on 459. 557.
Senate Bill 557, we discussed previously, it had an amendment to it. This is the bill that alters the definition of the term own. There is an amendment that you should have on your desk. And the amendment reduces the proprietary interest from 25% to 15% or less.
Y'all remember this? Mm-hmm. All right. As amended, there's more.
The amendment also, instead of having to complete the full application for the Lottery and Gaming Control Commission for a principal employee, it requires that the applicant submits notice to the commission that the applicant is not disqualified from being a VLT employee or receiving a VLT employee's license, and to submit to a background check.
Okay. All those in favor with the amendment? Opposed? Okay. Let's go to 704. Oh, I don't know. Hold on for that. 704. And do we know where Nancy is? Can we call her? Thank you.
Senate Bill 704, this is a bill dealing with the state tax exemption for qualified agricultural property. Under the state tax law, there's a $5 million exemption, and then amounts over that are subject to a lower state tax rate for property that passes to a qualified recipient, who would be somebody who's agreeing to use that land for farming and agricultural purposes. What the bill does is, current law, the way it's written, it applies to an individual as a qualified recipient. The law would allow the transfer of the property to an LLC, provided that the ownership of the LLC consists only of qualified recipients. So it will allow the qualified recipients to effectively kind of change the ownership structure, but still requires that they are all qualified recipients eligible under the exemption as currently drafted. The bill also reiterates the requirement that the land is continued to be used for agricultural and farming purposes for at least 10 years, which is the existing recapture period.
Okay. We all remember this?
There is an amendment.
Go ahead.
The Comptroller's Office had requested an extension by a year because over the summer they're migrating their data, and so they requested a year delay. There is another piece I've got on your desk for consideration. As drafted, the bill, this is kind of standard provisions we use in estate and inheritance taxes. It says it applies to decedents dying on or after the effective date of the bill. The amendment I have on your desk for your consideration strikes that. With that language, anyone who's currently a qualified recipient would not be allowed to take advantage of the provisions of the bill. If you strike that language and just have the effective date, as of that effective date, regardless of when the person died who was the decedent, any of the qualified recipients would be able to take advantage of the bill's provisions.
Okay. We good? Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, actually, Senator Augustine, can you take that one and the one before too? Thank you. Last one, 466.
Senate Bill 466 expands the eligibility for the state income tax credit for physician preceptors in areas with healthcare workforce shortages to include physicians who serve in a preceptorship program authorized by an accredited out-of-state medical school. The bill also reduces the minimum number of community-based clinical training hours for each of their 3 required rotations from 100 hours to 90 hours. And it applies to tax years 2026 and beyond. There are 2 amendments that you have on your desk. Those amendments limit the access amount of tax credit certificates that the Department of Health may carry forward into a subsequent tax year.
Thoughts? Okay, as amended, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, Yancy, you got that?
Got it.
Sorry you had to wait so long. We're glad you're here. We appreciate you being here.